Hello guys and gals, it is I the Monster, and today we're going to talk about Avowed, a game that I believe is a true diamond in the rough RPG. It's a game that was announced a couple of years ago at one of the Microsoft Xbox showcases, and it didn't really come out to other consoles until recently. So please, before we begin, will you like and subscribe, because I am on the road to 1,000 subscribers, and with your help, I know we can do it. So let's get started with the video. Huzzah! Now, Avowed is an RPG made by the legendary team at Obsidian. Obsidian are responsible for things like Fallout New Vegas, the South Park games, the Outer Worlds, and many other things. This is a spin-off of the Pillars of Eternity series. Now, admittedly, I am not very familiar with that series or those types of games. The isometric kind of RPG, I don't really play those kind of classic style RPGs. And this one, I remember when they showed it off, I thought the colors, the bright color palette, the way the enemies look, just the designs, the abilities, it really jumped out to me. I'm very particular about these types of RPGs. And I was like, man, I really want to play this, but I don't have the PC to run it, and I didn't have an Xbox. I don't know an Xbox. And I was like, oh man, I really hope this comes to other consoles one day. And sure enough, a month or so ago, it finally came to the PS5. And not only did it come to the PS5, but it came with almost like an anniversary update. And they changed a whole bunch of the foundations of the game. So when the game launched, initially, I know it came to Game Pass, there was a lot of people out there that felt kind of mixed on it. There were things that they enjoyed, but there wasn't a lot of, I guess, pull to the game. And I think people found themselves very disappointed by it. Well, I'm happy to say personally with my first experience with this game is fantastic now. Like, I don't know what happened before, I'll be completely honest here, like, I kind of took the jump here, but I think right now, this is an RPG that you should not be sleeping on. This is a game that you need to keep your eyes on. So, in this game, the story is a little all over the place, but I'm going to try my best. You play as the Envoy, which is going to be essentially an ambassador for a Eridirian empire, and you have to go to the Living Lands, because right now there's a lot of political conflict, and there's this issue called the Dreamscourge. The Dreamscourge is essentially this thing that's causing these, I don't know how to say this, a fungal growth, a nature growth all over the Living Lands, and it's turning people into, like, almost like mindless zombies, dare I say the Last of Us kind of style, and it's affecting everybody. So you have all of these different things going on, you have all these different areas and nations that are essentially fighting and having all these political debates, and you're there to kind of like stop all this stuff, but you're also there with, you know, your fresh eyes, and you're trying to make choices. And the game just starts you right out, like, you crash on an island, and you're like, holy crap, like, I guess I'm alive. And that game just, it goes from one thing to another thing, and all of a sudden you're in the city, you're on the Living Lands. Now, you are a godlike, and I'm going to be really transparent here. There's godlikes, there's godless, there's gods, there's a lot of god stuff being thrown around in this game. You're essentially like a chosen one. And you look weird, you have a fungal growth, you're connected to all of this stuff that's happening in the game, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. And throughout the game, there's a voice in your head that's growing bigger and bigger, who is, it's a big secret, a big part of the game, I will not spoil it, but obviously it's all connected, it's all intertwined. And so you're learning the lore of the lands. Now, again, because this is a new version of the game, they updated it so you basically have always been able to build a character. But now they've added new races, so I was finally able to make a dwarf, which is incredible because you guys out there know how much I love my dwarfs. And it's funny because I didn't pick a fungal look on my head or anything, so throughout the game they're constantly commenting on how freaky I look, and yet I look like a regular dude. I also swear they said something about there being some racial stuff in some of the dialogue, but I really didn't see anything. It was like, hey, you're a dwarven guy. So really cool, awesome selection of races. The character creator is pretty damn good too, so you really get to vibe out and pick. You also get to pick kind of like your job before like the jump to the Living Lands. So for me, I picked a scout because I wanted to be like more of a nature survival-y guy, which I really think benefited my choices. But yeah, so this is an Obsidian RPG. You can pretty much pick up everything, read everything. There are so many collectibles in this damn game, you guys. There's collectibles hidden within collectibles. I love this. It's one of those rare games that actually uses the free space correctly. Unfortunately, the flip to this is that a lot of the chests don't have a lot of crazy stuff in it, and we'll talk about it. There is a crafting system. But yeah, so there's a lot of that stuff going on. Every single piece of dialogue in this game, you know, amazing voice acting in this game. but there is so much choice. There's so much choices that it'll overwhelm you. And while you're navigating the storyline, you're meeting these different characters and stuff, your choices actually matter. I learned this the hard way. For example, I did a quest where I had to get through this one area, but these bandits would not let me go, and they were driving me nuts. I was trying to be polite, so I ended up fighting them and killing them. I'm talking 10, 15 hours later, I end up doing a quest where I have to help out somebody, and I have to talk to a person, and the person is the leader of those bandits, and was like, nah, we're not barging with you, dog, we're gonna fight you. And it was like, whoa, they brought up the fact that I killed these random bandits hours ago. So every choice matters. And the story in this game, like, honestly, it's really, really high concept. It's totally fantasy. It feels very inspired by things like, honestly, EverQuest. I got a lot of EverQuest vibes from this game. Some Warcraft, there's Warhammer. It felt a lot like that. And there's a lot of these high concepts of, like, life and death in this game, and the nature and the Dreamscourge, and these, like I was talking about, this crazy god stuff. Like, personally, I don't think I could do justice explaining the storyline to you. And they introduce you to these side characters that join your party, and they're really, really fantastic characters, even if you don't think so at first. They are super in-depth. They have really great storylines. They have their own quests. They have some stuff going on later in the game with all of them. And it's just, by the end of the game, you're like, man, I really love this party. I love these guys. You know, and the combat in this game, it's not going to reinvent the wheel, right? It's not going to reinvent the wheel. So it's kind of like got a clunk to it. And I mean this in a good way. It's clunky, it's a little jittery, there's animations and finishers that get stuck, and you're just kind of doing it, and even if the enemy's far away from you, there's a jank to it. But I gotta be honest with you, it reminds me of one of my favorite games of all time, Dragon's Dogma, which was admittedly a cult game because it didn't do well when it first came out, and then people fell in love with it, and it has the same kind of jank as this game. It's also got a lot, like I was saying, a lot of weird stuff going on, just like this game. So I'm starting to wonder if somebody at Obsidian was like, yo, we should just make our own Dragon's Dogma. I want to say before I forget, there's a setting in this game, and it's when you attack somebody, you zoom in on them or you hone in on them, click that off and take aim assist off, and congratulations, you get to play the actual game now because the movement options are so much better when you take this off. So the other thing that's really fascinating is there's no, like, class system. There's trees that are dedicated to an archetype. So you have, like, a warrior, a ranger, a wizard. You have a godlike tree. You have the companion tree for their talents. And you're picking and choosing the talent stuff. And again, I love talents. If you don't know anything about me, I am a sucker for a talent system. I'm going to be completely honest here, okay? I think a lot of this stuff is cool, but it lacked a cohesiveness to me. It felt like they kind of threw some stuff in different trees, and the biggest takeaway for me was there really wasn't a lot of abilities. I went two-handed warrior in this game. The game kind of made you felt like you wanted to go dual wield, but I didn't want to. And there really wasn't a lot of two-handed warrior abilities. There was the big spin, you know, the barbarian-style spin that you get in these kinds of games. But there was one move, I'm like, oh, it's going to be cool. I'm going to hit somebody with my weapon. And it was me throwing a punch, and I'm like, this isn't even cool. So most of the game I just rolled with my charge, which you start with, and I got the spin later on. And so it's weird. You're picking and choosing between different abilities, which is cool in theory, but I'll be honest with you, this game really needed a class system. If that, I mean, that's probably a lot of work. But man, if they had a class system, that would have been sick. So yeah, I just wanted to say, there again, it's not like the most perfect gameplay of all time, but I think it feels really good. And it's funny, when the game launched, it was in first person, and I saw that they added a third person mode. So you know I'm not even touching the first person. Third person in this game feels so much better to me, looks better. The only thing that sucks is when you're parkouring and you're climbing, because there's a lot of exploration, a lot of climbing in this game, a lot of jumping. The jump climb animation looks not great, and it's probably because they somehow finagled this system to work. I don't really know. It almost felt like they overlaid it over like PC tanky kind of controls, but there's something going on with the climb. It's got to look better. It's real janky, dude. And so that's, you know, one of the things that I would complain about. But other than that, like, fighting and seeing your characters in third person, really cool. You know, I wish that they did a little more with the partner system, too. Honestly, I wish you could have more than two partners at a time, because I love the characters so much. But I love that band of four feel. You know what I'm talking about with RPGs? So that's something I got to smack them on the wrist for sure. We also have to talk about the crafting and the exploration a little more. So what I was saying before in exploration, there's a ton of chests around every zone because the game is branched out into zones as opposed to a huge open world, which honestly, the zones are so big, it never bothered me personally. But so when you're always finding chests, you're always finding, inside this chest are not like typical loot, you're always finding stuff for crafting, which is hit or miss with some people, I can understand why. But you're basically trying to do the side quests in this game, so that way you could get these weapons and gear and then use the crafting system to buff it and make it a lot better, which I personally didn't mind after a while. I thought it was actually really interesting. Would have been nice to see some loot in these chests, though, if I'm being honest. But also, you could get a hint sheet or find the pieces of a totem. So in every zone, there's a totem. And if you find all of the hidden pieces and you build the totems, I believe there's 4 of them, you can basically unlock perks according to whatever the totem is. And so you can have all different kinds of builds. And it's really cool, man. Like, I love the idea that they actually reward you for doing this stuff. This game, like, I am not even exaggerating. Like, if you've ever played an Obsidian game, the side quests in this game are better than 90% of the RPGs I've seen on the market. They are so good, it actually upsets me. The writing, the voice acting, every single side quest has its own little story, its own little zone. It's done almost like in an MMO, but a little grander. And I love that. I wish more games would do this. You actually care about doing the side quests. And every city in this game, I wasn't really crazy about all the cities, if I'm being honest. Every city in this game has a bounty board, and you could just go and, hey, I'm going to kill these 6 things on the map while I'm doing exploration, the story, whatever, and yeah, I'm going to get rewarded for it. And when you do them all, you get something. So it's like, there's always an incentive to go and check out the map, explore, do the side quests, do the bounties. I love how they did this system. I'm somebody that's like, I like side quests. I did MMOs for 100 years, and I love playing MMOs. But, you know, I can understand why people get frustrated, but they nailed it in this game. So I really had to talk about that. Alright, so we're going to wrap all of this up. I don't know what happened when this game came out for Xbox, Game Pass, all the PC, all that stuff. I don't know what happened. I never even played Pillars of Eternity, but what you have right now, this game, they have knocked it out of the freaking park here, okay? The update, the amount of work, the characters, the world, the art, the music, the voice acting, the side quest structure, everything. There is a really fantastic game here. There's so much depth. I didn't even get to talk about the art. The art, at least the zones, I don't know about the characters. I know people are mixed on those. The zones are gorgeous. Like, you have to experience this game. Please do not sleep on Avowed. I think Obsidian knocked it out of the park with this game. It's a true diamond in the rough RPG, and I think it is very much worth your time. You just got to put a little bit of time into it to experience it. It's one of those games. So please, guys, down below, tell me, are you interested in Avowed? What do you think about it? Are you looking into it? I don't know. And please, will you like, comment, subscribe, share, ring that bell, do whatever you got to do. And I appreciate you all so much. And that's it, guys. Take it easy. Peace out. Go check out Avowed. It rules, dude. I love that game. And yeah, Yachtley, man. Yachtley is so funny, bro. Oh my god. She's a little nasty perv. All right, guys. Peace out.